Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today we have sort of an unusual clutch collection video. I believe this is clutch number 13 of the year. But I wasn't expecting it to come this soon. So this was the GHI lesser female that I have, and she was bred to my GHI Cinnamon Mojave male. He actually was the sire to like one of the first clutches I have to my Sterling lesser female, and she shed on May 18th, and today's June 11th, so she's a week early, which can happen, but it's not usual. Usually they go almost that full 30 days, 28 days or so, but she didn't lay all of her eggs, and she doesn't even look like she is going to lay the rest of her eggs right now. There's just this tiny little egg here, which I'm assuming is probably bad, but I'll take it out and candle it. And maybe it was like, maybe it's just a bad egg and she got rid of it. But she still looks like she has eggs in her, and I'm curious if this is just like a bad egg. She popped it out, and you know, she's gonna deliver the rest of the eggs, lay the rest of the eggs, you know, when they're due in a week. But I want to pull this one out. I don't want to leave it in there in case there are veins in it, so that way I can get it into an incubation box and get it in the incubator. She is, it looks really tiny. I'm assuming it's probably bad, but she's it's very tiny. It's tiny. Yeah, I bet you but it's not like completely slug-like. So I'm gonna leave her alone. Like I said, I don't think she is anywhere close to laying, but I'm going to candle this egg anyways to see if there are any veins in it. And then what I'll do is I'll just continue this video once I see that she is, you know, laying the rest of her eggs, which again, it should be in a week. So I'll be recording this specific vlog at two different points in time. We can take a look at this egg though. Let me turn off this camera light too. All right, and see if there are. There's veins in it. It's kind of hard to do with two hands, but there's definitely an embryo right, I don't know if you can see it or not, right below the flashlight. There's a little black dot. So that's actually an embryo. So this egg is going to get placed in the incubation box, and I will, you know, keep a close watch on it. Well, what I'm probably going to do with this one, since it's not going to sit in here by itself, is I'll probably put a question mark on it as well, just to kind of keep an eye on it. And I'm curious when she lays the rest of her eggs too. Oh, it's not gonna rate without my other hand on there. Question. Okay. This is the first time this has happened to me, where a female sort of just popped out an egg. I'm curious to see if the other eggs come out close to today's date. You know, if she lays the rest of them in the next 24 hours or 48 hours, or if they don't actually come out until their due date, which is around June 18th, which again is 7 days from now. So this has never happened before, and I would have expected this egg to be like a complete slug, but there are veins in it. I did see an embryo. It's not super small. I mean, it's smaller than a normal egg, but it's not slug size, and it's not abnormally small. If that does hatch out, the baby's probably gonna be really tiny in there, or I would expect it to be anyways. But she's a big female. I think she was probably between 2,500 to 3,000 grams. She is a previous, she's a proven breeder, not by me, but by somebody else. And the male hatched out a successful clutch with a different female as well. So I would expect the rest of the eggs to be good when she does eventually lay them, but I just, you know, checking the tubs once or twice a day. I can't actually check them all this morning and change all their water out. And the two females I have right now that I know are gravid, I just check them a couple times throughout the day just to make sure, even though they're a week early. and there was an egg sitting in there. And I'm glad I caught it, because if it is good, I probably saved the egg. The egg, because she kicked it out, she wasn't even coiled around it. If I would have left that egg in there for a day or however long it would have been, that egg probably would have started to go bad, assuming that it's a good egg. But she still is a pretty good size, so I'm assuming she still has quite a few eggs in there. And it's kind of funny because she wasn't even exhibiting those crazy protective mom tendencies where she's hissing and puffing and trying to bite with that egg. So I don't know, maybe she thought it was bad, maybe it just came out too early and she kind of didn't know what to do with it. But we will check up on her here, you know, as it comes out. Like I said, this video, when I film the rest of it, it'll just be the continuation of this, and however many days later, I'll let you guys know when the rest of them come out. So that's it for right now, but we'll pick this video up here in the short future. All right, so it's about 3 days later than when that first egg was dropped, and the female finally laid the rest of her clutch. She was actually due probably around the 18th, and today is the 14th, so she's actually 3 or 4 days early. My females have been going either right around the due date or a day or two early, it looks like. I haven't had any that were late this year, but she is on these eggs. They don't all look great. I know right there, that one sort of looks like a boob egg if you can see it. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so maybe 6 in there. She looks like she's empty. So I'm going to just I'm gonna do this with one hand because I'm using my GoPro for this video. So I'm gonna try to do this all with one hand, and hopefully, I don't think she's gonna try to tag me. Now, this was not her first clutch of eggs, and she just rolled them all. That's the kind of the issue with doing it with one hand, is you're kind of roll all the eggs, so you're gonna have to candle them. At least those two, anyways. These 3 look like they're actually stuck together, so those 3 might actually be okay. None of these actually look very big. As you can see, this one, and this one, and even the one from the other day. Oh, this one too. They're all kind of like pinched off. They call those kind of boob eggs. Let me see. She seems like she's empty. She might have one more down right here towards the bottom. It looks like she might, so I'll put her back in there. But since she's sort of laying eggs in waves, I want to get these out of here so that I am not losing any of them. So we have 6 here so far, and I'm gonna have to candle them all because they all sort of kind of got moved around. 3 of them were connected, so 3 of them look like they were probably okay to be right side up. I don't know. I'm hoping they're all good. They all look funky. None of them are like perfectly round or oval shaped, perfectly colored ball python eggs. So I'm hoping that they all turn out okay. But this one, I don't see any veins in. This one. There's like a, let's see. This one got rolled. There's some like very tiny veins in there. I don't know if there's anything that's going to be right there, but I don't have any high hopes for that egg. So I'll mark that one right there. Again, this one looks like it is completely bad. There are no veins whatsoever, so that one's going off to the side. This one does have an embryo right there. This one, the one looks upside down. That one has an embryo right there. This one still looks okay. So I'm actually going to have to separate these a little bit. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. Oh yeah, they're barely together. They're barely together at all. Alright, so this one is kind of upside down too. So kind of a disaster clutch. Now this egg looks like it's probably okay. This one, let's see, it was completely upside down. This one actually looks like it has decent veins. It was just all the way upside down, which is kind of why you need to check them all. And this one, let's see. This one is right there. Yeah, so 4 of these from today look like they're all right. The one has absolutely no veins whatsoever. This was the one from the other day that kind of came up by itself 3 days early. Let's see, this one is up there. So I have these 5 look okay. This one's gonna be bad. I'm probably gonna leave that one in there to be like one of the science experimenty ones. We can cut it open again once we get to that point. So these 5 look like they're good. They're a little deformed, but I'm hoping that they make it. I probably won't do another update on her. She looks like she's empty. She might have like maybe 1 egg left. I'm probably not gonna do a follow-up video on her. Maybe just post the pictures online because this video is long enough as it is already. So maybe she has 5 good eggs. I was hoping for a bigger clutch because she's a big female and she's produced before. The other male produced a pretty decent clutch too. The male produced a decent clutch too in this first clutch. So hopefully these 5 eggs are good. We could be producing, she's a GHI lesser, he's a GHI Mojave cinnamon, so we could be producing blue eye Lucy's, we can be producing super GHIs, more GHI Mojaves, more GHI lessers, more GHI Mojave cinnamons. Basically anything. If I can hit some super GHIs in there, that'd be really cool. Blue eye Lucy's are always an added bonus because people love them, although we wouldn't be able to see any of the GHI or cinnamon if we do end up getting blue eye Lucy's out of the combos. But hopefully these 5 are good and we get 5 good babies, but we'll see. And I'm actually curious to see if the 1 egg that was laid 3 days early actually hatches 3 days earlier than the rest of them as well. So that's kind of a cool thing that I'm going to be looking for, which it was this egg here with a little question mark and the line on it. It's a lot smaller than the other 4 too. Not that these 4 aren't very big to begin with, but this one is significantly smaller than these 4. So if this does hatch, it's going to be a pretty tiny baby. So we'll see. This is kind of it was probably the first clutch of the season where it was just sort of weird, where the eggs aren't perfect, rather than having like a slug or just a completely bad egg. These all kind of look weird. One of them came out 3 days early. 4 of them are called, boob eggs, and one of them was just completely bad. So it's kind of a hopefully not a disaster clutch. Hopefully all 5 of them hatch, but I'm kind of holding my breath to make sure that, or hoping that when they do hatch, there's no issues with the babies either. So we will see in about 2 months. So thanks for stopping by, and please remember to like and subscribe. See ya.